There is a drug epidemic happening here in America. Our fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, nieces, and nephews are dying each and every day. Enough is enough. It's time to fight back. Welcome. You are now about to witness the beginnings of the underground church in America. Our government has been infiltrated with Luciferians, and our cities have been infiltrated with madness. They want our heads. They want our silence. This is our response in Christian resistance. We are a select few of Christian soldiers, and we need to know, are you down? And now, for the minister.
Super Soldier.
Welcome back with your favorite soda jerk. I'm alive. It's been a while since I posted, because I got a job, right? I got this seasonal job. It's just for the season, right? And I've been working 12, 13-hour days, 7 days a week. So it was just something that came up that I decided to go ahead and do. So I haven't been posting a lot, I was getting an antidote for addiction 8 ready, but to come out soon, but it looks like it's gonna be a little while. I don't know. I suppose I still have 6 more weeks of this job. I'm not too sure, just depending on the weather, right? But I just wanted to touch base with you and channel update and whatnot. But we went through an event last week. We had an ice storm. Okay, well, these ice storms come through here every once in a while. It's not uncommon for us to have an ice storm. But along with the ice storm came a blackout. We were out of electricity for a while, and this ain't a prepping channel or anything. But ever since I became saved, just like about a year after, I started noticing that, in my spirit, I started feeling that, that perilous times were coming, perilous times were coming, bad times were coming, and that maybe I should do some kind of preparing for it, right? But, there's a fine line between, being over obsessed with prepping. Some people are they go get a bunker, and other things, and they just totally take it, overboard, I think, and I didn't want to be obsessed with it, so I just started doing simple, practical things. One thing I did was I got a metal shelf that we keep in the and made a pantry, and we keep a pantry, we stock up the pantry fully load it, and rotate things in the pantry, the things that we need, things that we use, it didn't make sense for me to go get a bucket of 20-year, shelf life food, because I don't regularly eat that stuff, and I think that's kind of over obsessing a little bit, so there's a fine line. So I would make sure that I was being prepared, but not over obsessing about it, right? So we keep a pantry, and so once a year we go to Sam's, and we buy. I bought buckets, and we buy we buy beans. And everybody knows how much I like beans, right? Right. Go check out my Big Beaner controversy video, but you might not like it. And we go buy a 50-pound bag of rice, and we keep it in buckets. Flour, and so also we keep a lot of tomato sauce, because I'm gonna have my red rice, right? Things to make tortillas. What I'm saying, because at the end, I'm gonna have some beans and rice, man. If nothing else. But we keep a good pantry. And but we don't over obsess about it, So for years, since I say this goes back to 2007, every time I'd go to academy, or I'd go to any kind of place, I'd always keep my eye out for something that I might need, in a situation, and I'd pick up a box of ammo, just a box of ammo, and it really surprised me after like 10 years how much things I was able to store away, and so every time that the family went to go, I'm not into a lot of things, man. I'm not into like, shoes and stuff like that, people are into clothes, I'm not really into any of that stuff, So when the family would go look at other things, I was always looking, at things that I could possibly use one day to make our lives a little comfortable in case we needed to, So like the rule of thumb of like not over obsessing about prepping is 72 hours. Are you going to be able to do good in 72 hours? How well will you be able to do in 72 hours? People depend on like the government way too much, but what if the government's not going to come and help you out, man? You had to make it on your own for 72 hours, So, I strategically placed like different candles and, had different ways of lighting and stuff. And I just wanted like to share a couple of things with you. Okay. What I did, see, so this blackout happened and I almost went 48 hours without power. I think it was like 44 hours though, but like I said, I was prepared for 72, but here we are almost a week later, and some people are still without power. And I was driving in the country today, and there was lots of power poles that were still down. I mean, it was probably over in the hundreds, power poles that are still down. So I'm like really surprised that we had, just went that 44 hours without, but I was prepared. I was trying to prepare myself, mentally too. It was really something. It was mentally a lot of mental, be prepared mentally. But at first, like the first like 24 hours, like communications, there was no cell phone service, there was no internet, there was no nothing, the first like 24 hours. So my mind started playing tricks on me. I was like, is this all of Texas? How much of the country doesn't have power? Is it coast to coast? There was no way to find out. There was no way to, there was no communications whatsoever, we just looked out and there was a sheet of ice on everything. Trees came down. I mean, the whole works. Light poles. I mean, everything. And so there was really no way, to know until about 24 hours. We were able to get onto like, believe it or not, Facebook of all things, right? But able to find out that it was our county, which is still a big place, and it happened to the towns in our county. So. One town would get some power, but it would just maybe be for like an hour and a half, and then, they told us it could be 72 hours. They told us, so I was trying to prepare myself, but even in candlelight, like say you put a candle in the bathroom, right? It's still dark. It's still dark, I mean, like I couldn't even see, it's still dark. So, this is one thing I had that I kept in the bath. Everything's collecting dust, right? But that I had in the bathroom, as seen on TV, but how handy it was, and one day, when I was at Walmart, I'm like, we might need that, so I kept it, and, for a long time, just kept it in the closet, with batteries in it, but when we went to in the bathroom and it was time to take a shower, which is that one candlelight, I mean, it helped out, what I'm saying, just to turn us on to where you could take a shower, what I'm saying. And then we had these candles. That were just like really big candles, that you never think they were going to use, But this is what the candle looked like after 44 hours, I think it maybe could have went another 24 hours. I was down to the paper right here already, Like I said, I was prepared for 72, but, it did its job. And so I quickly replaced some of these, the first chance I got went to the store, I replaced it with, candles like that. I don't know if these ones are going to be able to do what that one did. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt that these ones are going to go the full 72, but I mean, there's a saying, something's better than nothing, right? you know, and I got a few more candles, you know, just to replace the ones that and probably in the next, you know, couple weeks, I'm going to be doing it again, gathering supplies again, you know, in order to be able to go 72 hours without power if need be, you know. One thing that came in handy is this little deal right here. But now that I'm working like 12 hours, I will start work, you know, when it's dark and come home when it's dark. And I have things I got to do, you know, before I leave work and when I come home from work. Well, I keep this pinned here all day long, you know. And when I leave, when I got to do something, I was able to move my hands and not have to hold the flashlight, you know. So when the lights went out, oh man, it was good just to have this right where I could reach it so I could be able to find the candles and find the stuff I got to use, right? You know? So it really came in handy, this little flashlight right here. You know, this was just like, came in handy a lot. But, you know, we had heat. We had heat and we had hot water, which is, some people didn't even have heat or hot water, you know? And so we had heat, we had hot water, you know, and I'm glad for that. You know, I'm so glad for that. But like, you know, we woke up the next morning. Of course, you know those little K-cup coffees that you do, like single cup coffees and stuff. You know, well, no power, no coffee, right? But my wife had ordered these ones. They're called Wide Awakes. She had ordered these ones right here, and I know she didn't do it for this purpose, right? But it just so happens that it has like a screen backing to it, you know. So the first day we woke up and we're not able to have our coffee, I was able to boil some water on the stove and just throw this in there. And with this screen, I had coffee, right? But I even had a backup to that. I have instant coffee. You know, a lot of instant coffee. You know, one way or another, I'm gonna get my coffee. Okay, one way or another. And so, like, that really helped. You know, so these are like just things that that I was trying to do, you know, not trying to over obsess about it, you know. I had my father-in-law pass away a few years ago, and he had this in his place, and so this is a kerosene lamp, and so I recognized that could be of some value if something happens. So I had it on the mantle for all these years, and it was just collecting dust and whatnot. And then one time when I was at the Walmart, right? At the Walmart, because that's the way you say Walmart. At the Walmart, I got me a little small thing of kerosene, you know, and there's still a little bit left in here, you know. And like I said, I would have been able to go a little bit more than 72 hours, you know, but this flashlight. See, every time I passed it, I was like, I gotta charge these batteries. I was trying to make myself a mental note. I gotta charge these batteries, and I never did, you know. But I have a little inverter or something that you put on the car, and it, like, you know, and so after it happened, there I was in the car trying to charge my battery to my phone, and I also was able to charge 2 of these, you know. And this one right here could go on for like a day, you know. Just turn it on, you know. It came in handy, because these batteries last a long, long time. So it's something that, you know, like, I would get, you know, and keep it in mind that, you know, someday I might need it. It might help me out of a spot, you know, if I get myself into. Because if you're the head of the household, you know, your kids are going to depend on you. The wife, they're all going to turn to you, you know. And here's one little thing that I want to share with you. Got it, like, once again, years ago. But it's a Primus lantern. It's a Primus. It runs off these little gas cylinders, and you turn it on. You just crank it up, and it turns right on. You know, I need a new mantle because I had ran this a lot. Oh, okay. One canister. This canister's gone. This canister is gone. But this helped us out a bunch. It provided a lot of light. You know. You know, was a good buy. And then I also got that little burner that goes on these little canisters. And I got a couple of these canisters. And I didn't get it all at one time. You know, $29, $30, you know. These canisters, I think they're like $5, but every time I would go, I would just get one something, not to over obsess and hit you in the pocketbooks, right? But, when the lights went off, guess what I went to, and then I had the little burner that you could also heat up water on, and so, because like I said, one way or another, I'm going to get my coffee, right? In case the stove, I didn't have the stove, where the luxury of hot water and stuff, you couldn't wash clothes. I mean, it was just horrible, it was horrible without modern technology, right? But, like maybe after the first day, we found out that, 24 miles down the road, that there was a grocery store open. And like I said, we could have went, longer, but it was just good to have some things that would just make it a little bit easier. Like one of the things I wanted to show you was just like, one of the things I went down and got at the store was these little, and it's very inexpensive. I think it was like $1, like almost $2, were these little things of oatmeal, maple brown sugar, and so it's half a cup that you got to boil for one of these. And of course, I get 2. I always boil a cup and put 2 in there, but it just made it that much better. A quick meal, put something warm in your stomach, and it was like they're really cheap. So when I was able to, and we got loaf of bread, peanut butter and jelly, but the kind that already have the peanut butter and jelly in. It was just just like common sense stuff, that I try to do to just to prepare in some way without being over obsessed about being prepared. You know what I'm saying? Without being over obsessed. I mean, I don't think God has called us to be ignorant. And be, get caught flat-footed in these kind of situations. So all these things that it took me years really to acquire, little by little. But it helped us out. It helped us out big time. And then I also heard that Oklahoma is without power. A lot of parts of Oklahoma's got the same ice storm, and they're without power too. So it was a great American blackout. And I was thinking, is this the event? Is this it? So close to the election. Did they just pull the plug on us? And it turns out it wasn't as bad as that. But it still was pretty bad. So what are you doing to get prepared? Are you doing something to actively prepare? Or are you the kind of person that waits for the affiliated food truck that comes like our little town, it comes like I think twice to the grocery store in town. And then I think the dollar store also gets like twice delivery. Are you waiting for them? What happens when those trucks stop running? Do you have another plan? Do you have a 72-hour plan? Can you make it 72 hours without electricity? It's good to get prepared in some kind of way, especially at this times, so close to the election and whatnot. You never know what's going to happen. Winter's coming. Perilous times are on their way. It's not me saying that. It's the end of days. It's Jesus is on his way. It's gonna not get better. It's gonna get worse. Earthquakes. Famine. And whatnot. So. I'm just urging you, get prepared in some kind of way, but the best thing you could possibly do is get prepared with Jesus, give your heart and your life to Jesus, I did years ago and I don't regret a day of it, it's a much better life than the life I used to live, and, be prepared. That way you're prepared, your family's prepared. And maybe you could help somebody out also, But anyways, that's all I got for today. I'm gonna shoot another video. I got another video ready. The other video ready, and then after that is the antidote for addiction video that I'll be maybe December 15th. Hopefully, December. If an event don't pop off, right, if I'm still here, I can't take for granted that something terrible won't happen. But you know, until then, take care. What's up, Vato? So if you like what you just heard, hit the like button. Hey, you know what? And one more thing. Put it down for the city that you're watching this in. You know what? If you're watching this in the Fresno area, you know, in the comments, put down the name of your city and represent. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Parlier. Is anybody watching in Parlier, California? How about Santa Rosa, California? Any of my West Ninth homies watching these videos? Then put it down in the comments for the city that you're watching this. Come on, Amarillo. Did it make it to Amarillo? Come on, somebody's got to put it down for Lubbock, man. You know, so let me be the first one. I'm putting it down for Crosbyton, Texas. So I got an announcement I want to make. The announcement is Antidote for Addiction number 8. I'm going to drop it in a couple weeks. And I just want you, everybody to get ready for it. You know, if you have a story of how the Lord took you out of addiction, I want to hear about it. And you can send it to this address right here.